How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. Joakim Noah, for example, who remains an unsigned free agent, will be getting paid by the Knicks the next 3 seasons until 2022. After playing for Memphis, he's pretty recent, but here are 10 former players still getting paid who hasn't played in over a year, some even more than 3 years. Kyle Singler, one of the worst signings in Thunder franchise history, giving him a 5-year $25 million deal in summer 2015. Ever since, he's averaged 3.4 points, 2.8 points, and 1.9 points playing in garbage time. Last appeared in an NBA game February 24th, 2018, provided no impact, and waived by OKC afterwards. By stretching the final year of his contract, the former 6'9" small forward was paid over $900,099 and will get that amount for the next 4 seasons, cashing in till 2023. Festus Ezeli, after having an awful Game 7 performance in the 2016 finals, many wonder what happened to him and why haven't they heard his name in years. Not surprisingly, Game 7 of the finals was the last game he's played in. The 6'11" center then received a 2-year deal worth $15 million from the Blazers that summer. He was ruled out for 6 weeks after undergoing a left knee injection, then suffered a minor setback in his comeback from the procedure. Treatment wasn't going well for him. Underwent surgery on that same left knee, was waived by Portland in summer 2017 after not even playing a single game for them. His contract was stretched for 3 seasons. After 2017, will be getting paid over $300,333 like he's been getting the last 2 years. It remains a question mark whether Ezeli will ever get another chance to be healthy enough to play in the NBA again. Aldrich, the 6'11" center, last played in April 2018, 21 total games for Minnesota that season. After being nothing but a below average role player, having career numbers of 3.1 points in the summer of bad contracts, the Wolves gave him a 3-year worth $22 million deal in 2016. After being waived 2 seasons after, the big man will still get his $1.3 million guaranteed, being on the books, earning over $680,000 each of the next 2 seasons. Spencer Hawes, who last played with the Bucks in April of 2017, was 28 years old at the time, bounced around for 6 different teams. The Bucks needed to stretch his contract to move beneath the luxury tax threshold and will collect his final $2 million in 2020. Larry Sanders, the 6'11" center, was a solid player for the Bucks, but shockingly announced his decision to walk away from the game after suffering from depression and violating the NBA's drug policy. Tried to come back 2 years after to sign with the Cavs, but was waived after 5 games. Still only 30 years old right now, Sanders signed a 4-year $44 million deal in 2013. At the time of his announcement 2 years later, his $15.2 million remaining was spread over 7 years after the buyout, which means he'll still be getting paid for the next 3 seasons until 2022. Nicholson, the former 19 overall pick in the 2012 draft, last played for the Brooklyn Nets in 2017, spent his first 4 seasons with the Magic, a brief time with the Wizards, was traded to Portland after his time with Brooklyn in that Allen Crabbe deal, and was later waived, spent time with the Chinese Basketball Association after overseas, while putting up 6.5 points off the bench with the Magic. It was the same summer the Wizards decided to sign Ian Mahinmi and Nicholson at the same time, although his contract wasn't as bad as Mahimi's. Giving him 4 years, $26 million made no sense. The Wizards traded him to the Nets before the trade deadline. After being out the NBA with 3 years left on the paybooks, Nicholson's contract was stretched for the next 7 years. He was pretty much the replacement of the terrible contract Portland gave Allen Crabbe, which means Nicholson will be getting paid until the 2023-2024 season. Despite being out the league in 2017, he'll have more years getting paid by the NBA while not playing in the league than his entire career, only spending a total of 5 seasons in the National Basketball Association. That's if he never plays another NBA game again. Out the league by 27 years old, he'll still be getting paid till he's 34. Varejao, the Brazilian, hasn't played since February of 2017. After being waived by Golden State, he's one of the most unlucky NBA players all time. After losing to Golden State in the finals with Cleveland, the Dubs picked him up in 2016 after Portland waived him, and lost to his former team in the finals, blowing a 3-1 lead from getting waived during the middle of next season, where the Warriors easily won the title. Thankfully, the team offered him a championship ring, but he wasn't physically there to be a part of it, and likely never to play in the NBA again. He'll be owed $1.9 million each of the next 2 seasons from, once again, the Blazers, who seems to be owing everybody money on terrible contracts because they were $14 million under the league minimum cap threshold at the time. Varejao's contract of $9.6 million was acquired and then waived afterwards. Dividing his salary into 5 smaller installments, the team's payroll skyrocketed big time after the contracts of Dame and CJ. Monta Ellis last played in the 2017 playoffs In a failed attempted comeback this past summer, the 33-year-old's talent simply doesn't mesh well with today's NBA, and sadly, will likely never play in the league again. After signing a 4-year $44 million deal and being waived after his scoring average dipped from 13.8 to 8.5 with 2 years remaining on the contract, Ellis will still be owed over $2.2 million for the next 3 seasons until he's 36 years old. Josh Smith, his absurd contract with the Pistons will be talked about for quite some time. It was the summer of 2013 where the team offered him a 4-year whooping $54 million deal. Detroit already had Andre Drummond and Greg Monroe and decided to go even bigger by adding the 6'9" power forward in an era where the game was shifting towards positionless basketball. Playing alongside 2 bigs forced him further from the basket, where he was a terrible 3-point shooter, posted an abysmal 46.7% true shooting percentage, lasted 28 games, shot 39% from the field, and waived in December, bounced around after with Houston to LA, back to Houston and New Orleans, last played in November of 2017, a combined 12 minutes with the Pelicans, if you even count that. His last real season was 2015-16 with the Rockets. Smith will be collecting his final $5.3 million owed to him this coming season. In 2020, the Pistons will officially stop paying Josh Smith. Deron Williams, who was an absolute atrocity with the Brooklyn Nets, one of the most disappointing players this decade, given his greatness with Utah, was on his way to a Hall of Fame career, but is now a walk of shame. After signing a 5-year max in 2012, was handed the keys to the franchise, but stumped it up on all cylinders. Injuries combined with his attitude took a twisting turn in his career. After 3 seasons since signing the contract, the Nets reached a buyout agreement on July 2015. His final 2 years of $43 million was down to $27.5 million, stretched across 5 seasons. Williams last played in the 2017 finals, the biggest lowlight moment of his career. Still only 35 years old, he will make his final $5.4 million in 2020. Honorable mentions includes Matt Barnes and CJ Watson, where Barnes retired in December of 2017, won the title with Golden State his final season. Before that, he signed a 2-year worth $12.5 million with the Kings in summer 2016, the summer of regrets, waiving him and stretching the remaining of his salary. Has another $2.1 million to cash out on in 2020. As for Watson, after averaging 10 a game with Indy in 2015, the Magic gave him a 3-year worth $15 million, waived him in 2017, will collect a little over $333,000 in the 2019-20 season, the same amount he was getting the last 2 seasons. There will likely be a couple more players who will be waived this coming season and be forgotten, but still on the payroll in the middle of the 2020s decade. Thank you so much for watching this video. I love all of you. See you next time.